Hello everyone, my name is Oliver. I'm 8 years old. Now I'll tell you a story about Cinderella. 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 There's a girl named Elisa. She is very kind. She lives with her dad. Her mom has died long ago. She is very kind. Her name's Elisa. Elisa is very kind, and she lives with her dad. Elisa has a lovely bedroom. There are a soft bed, a table with lots of things on it, and she has a soft chair to sit. And she has lots of beautiful jewels on the table. She lives in a really big house with a beautiful garden. One day, Father is watering the flowers in their garden. Suddenly, Cinderella said, "What are you doing, Dad?" Dad said, "Oh, I have some news to tell you here. Tomorrow, I will marry the new woman, and she will be your mom. She got 2 daughters. One is dirt and really talented, and another named Judy, short and plump." So Dad said the two daughters were not very kind. So that day, there's a wedding. Dad has married that woman. Elisa walked over to the 2 girls and say hello to them, but they just say hello to her. They look like don't like her a lot. So, and Elisa looked at her stepmother. Stepmother's looking at her with the scary eyes, but she didn't know that. Another day, Dad takes that new woman to their house. Judy and George saw Elisa beautiful jewels and soft bed. They want Elisa's room. So in the morning when she wake up, her stepmother walk inside. She say, "Wake up, lazy girl. Your dad has been dead." "Why has he been dead?" "Because he's going to a forest for a hunting. And that woman has called, say, a servant to go after him and kill him. So he has died." In the morning, stepmother says to Elisa that Dad has died. Elisa gasps. She says, "Why did this happen?" Stepmother just don't say anything. She just smiled. Then when she wake up, but Elisa's room is not her now. It's George and Judy's room. Now they take all her jewels and her beautiful room. They take their dress. They throw away their beautiful dress too. Now they give her some old rags. Cinderella has to wash the old rags. When she scrubbed the floor, she looks really dirty. She haven't taken a bath. So the 2 stepsisters call her Cinderella in front of Elisa. So now stepsister looks her so dirty. So they call her Cinderella. Cinderella didn't matter what they're saying. She just scrubbing the floor, then puts the logs into the fire. Day by day, Cinderella just worked and worked and worked. She didn't rest. She had to work until 11 o'clock. Then she could go to sleep. Elisa always remembers about her dad. She's very sad because he has died and there's no one kind to her now. But one day, there's suddenly a royal message, and the royal servants blow his horn. Then there was a crowd in town. Stepmother says, a royal message. The stepsister and the stepmother ran out to town. Cinderella wiped her hands in her rags and then ran after them. When she ran after them to the royal message, the man says, the prince making a ball tonight at 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. All the ladies in this town will come to the ball. So the two stepsisters says, a ball? Yes, stepmother says, and the prince will dance with all the fine ladies. When Cinderella gets home, she's still thinking about the ball that the man has seized in her head. Suddenly, the two girls, George and Judy, is saying something. Judy says, the prince will be busy dancing with me. He will falling in love with me. No, Judy said, he will fall in love with me. You are too fat and tall and thin. So then stepmother says, girls, the prince will dance with all the ladies in the ball. How can you know? The two girls asked. Because the prince is looking for a wife. So the two stepsisters are very happy. That day, stepmother found Cinderella. She says, lazy girl, you can't not finish this word at once? Then she said, make two beautiful crowns for my daughter now. So when Cinderella finished all her work, she sat down into the sofa, then made two beautiful crowns. She used all night to make two beautiful crowns for the two girls. So at 10 o'clock, the two girls put on the dress and jewels. Then they came to the ball. Suddenly, Judy came to Cinderella and said, poor Cinderella, you will miss the ball. Suddenly, stepmother says, Judy, Cinderella got lots of work to do at home, so she will stay home to finish all this work. So Cinderella is very sad. She has to finish her work. So when stepmother and the two sisters left, she closed the door and sobbed. She started to sob. Suddenly, she hear a sound. She ran out and she see a small woman sitting in the fountain. The woman is splashing the water with her legs. She has sparkling wings. Who are you? Cinderella asked. I'm your fairy godmother. So the fairy flew over to Cinderella. My fairy godmother, yes, I'm going to check. I'm here to check you to see are you okay or not. Then suddenly she saw, what's wrong? Tell me. Then, my dear, Cinderella said, I'm not okay, she sobbed. That there's a ball tonight, but I can't go to it. You want to go to the ball? Yes, but then you will go. Suddenly she says, I need a coach. Find me a nice little pumpkin in the garden. Cinderella ran to the garden and found the beautiful pumpkin and put it in front of stepmother. Stepmother waved her wand 3 times. Suddenly, that pumpkin turned into a beautiful golden coach. Then she says, but now I need some horse. Stepmother says, Fairy godmother says, I need some mice for this horse. Oh, there's some mice in the cellar, Cinderella said. She ran to the cellar and got 4 mice in her hand. She put it in front of stepmother. She put it in front of the fairy. The fairy waved her wand 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the four mouse turned into a team of white horse. And now godmother looked around. But who will drive this coach? Then I'll find the rat. Then she go into a hole and tap onto the ground. Then a rat appeared. She bring the rat to godmother. Then she waved her wand 2 times. And then it's become a driver with a curly mustache. Then she said, who will be the 2 servants? Then she see 2 lizards crawling out of its hole. Then she waved her wand 1 more time. Again, the 2 lizards turned into 2 handsome servants. It's ready for the ball now. But Cinderella pointed to her old rat. Oh, I have forgot it. So, godmother waved her wand, and Cinderella is wearing a beautiful blue gown with sparkle, and it sparkles. And she's wearing the prettiest glass shoes in the world. It's the prettiest glass shoes in the world. Then she says, thank you, godmother. So she gets on into the coach. Then the horse starts to walk, then run down the hill. Suddenly, godmother said, stop. Then Cinderella looked back. What's the matter? Godmother says, oh, but before midnight, you have got to go home. Then she says, okay, if midnight you don't go home, your beautiful clothes will turn into old rags. The coat will turn to the pumpkin, and the animals will turn into rats and lizards like what they are. So Godmother flew away into the house, then sit in front of the fire and sleep. Cinderella now arrived at the royal palace, very beautiful and big. Then the princess, she looked like a princess. She walked into the palace. The prince gasped. She'll see a very beautiful girl, but she didn't know that she is not a real princess. She looked very like to the real princess, but the prince has danced with too many ladies. The first lady he danced is talk too much. Another lady he danced with her, she danced too fast. And the third lady he danced with stepped on his foot 5 times. So the prince is too boring. So he walked outside. She saw Cinderella. He thinks she was a real princess. So the prince and Cinderella walk into the palace. All the ladies and women in the palace gasped, "Wow, who's that princess? And who has made her that beautiful dress with a sparkle?" Then Cinderella danced with the prince. At 11 o'clock, she sat down and ate with the prince. Suddenly, she see her 2 stepsisters and stepmother is sitting next to her. But they didn't know that she was Cinderella because she's too beautiful. Then she takes that dish of cake to the table, and the 2 girls stand up and give her a kiss. Then she giggled softly. She giggled. She thought in her mind, "Oh, they didn't know that I'm Cinderella." Then she sat down to eat. But the prince didn't eat anything. He just sat and watched her eating. He didn't eat a thing. He just watched her eat. And when she go anywhere, he just followed her. He didn't eat anything. Then suddenly, it's 12 o'clock, it's midnight. Suddenly, Cinderella didn't say anything, just ran after the palace to her coach, then ran home. Then the coach take her back home. When she take her back home, Fairy Godmother is sleeping. But Fairy Godmother, then suddenly she said, "Oh, Fairy Godmother, I have a good time at the palace. The prince is very handsome." And then suddenly she sees the doors open. She knows stepmother and her 2 stepsisters coming home. So she said, "Oh, goodbye, Fairy Godmother." Then all her clothes turned to rags, and the coat turned to a pumpkin. What? Stepmother walked in. She sees a pumpkin in front of the door. Then stepmother walked in and asked her about that. She says, "Oh, she just says that she don't know." Then she just asked that she's very sleepy. Then she asked the 2 stepsisters, "Oh, what? How was the ball?" The 2 stepsisters sighed. There was a beautiful princess get into the palace, and the prince just think about her, follow her everywhere, and He didn't notice about me either. Me neither, said Judy. So there's another ball, another midnight. So all the tourists used all the afternoon to put on their clothes, find what jewelry they were. So they used all the afternoon until 10 o'clock to go to the ball. At 10 o'clock, they are finished. Then they're fighting their two beautiful crowns to put on like a real princess. So the two stepsisters put on the two beautiful crowns Cinderella has made for them. Then get to the ball by the coach. And Fairy Godmother appeared again. Fairy Godmother is very sleepy because she has to wake up at 10 o'clock to give Cinderella a beautiful dress and a coach to go to the ball again. So she just make a coach appear, a dress and some pretty glass shoes, but she's not beautiful. She's not wearing the blue beautiful gown again. She's wearing a pink beautiful gown with some purple stars and a crown on her head. She's wearing the prettiest glass shoes again, not blue anymore, and again it was pink. So she said, "Thank you, Godmother." She sit onto the coach. Then the coach took her to the palace. She danced with the prince a lot. Then, like yesterday, the prince didn't eat a thing. He just sit and watch. Cinderella eat. And she saw her stepsister and mother again. But now, this time, she didn't give them food. And suddenly she danced with the prince. And suddenly the clock says, bong, bong. It's 12 o'clock. Then she didn't say anything, just ran. She ran really fast after the palace. She threw one of her glass shoes on the stair. It's too late, so she just ran to home. When she arrived home, she is tired and cold. She walked into the house, sit onto the chair and throw a log into the fire. But when her stepmother and stepsister get home, like yesterday, she still acts like she's really sleepy. She's very sleepy because she had to do a lot of work. But she just act, not real. Then she asked, "How was the ball? Did the pretty princess appear again?" She just acted like she didn't know anything. Then the two girls, "Yes." And today the prince didn't notice me again. Judy says with an angry voice. "Me neither," Peter said with an angry face. Then Stepmother said, "Cinderella, get our beds ready right now. Then scrub the floor for me." So she just get onto the bedroom to get their beds ready. And she scrubbed the floor at 12. And at 11 o'clock, she goes to sleep. When she woke up, she just cleaned the house, do the washing up, clean all the house, water all the flowers. Suddenly, while she is scrubbing the floor, she just sings. softly. Then stepmother closed the book and said, Cinderella, be quiet. You are giving me a headache, she said with a really, really angry voice. Then, now in the afternoon, and this afternoon, there's a royal message again. The man said, ahem. Then he says, the prince found a glass shoes, and he will marry whoever that is fit. Then, so all the fine ladies very happy. The messenger carried the glass shoe to all the towns, in that world. Then suddenly, now he has reached Cinderella's house. Then stepmother tried on the shoes. Oh, and alright, stepmother didn't fit. Then now Judy turned. Judy put on the glass shoe. Still, it didn't fit because she's too fat. And now Judy turned. Judy's feet were too long. Then mother said, "Oh, just cut one of your finger. Then you would fit the shoes." Cut one of my finger? But she didn't notice. Just try the shoes. She didn't cut one of her finger because it's really hurt. Then now she didn't fit. The royal messenger saw Cinderella and said, "Girls, come here. Put on the shoes." Cinderella put it on. It fits her. Then, "You, how can you fit that?" Then she put her hand in her rack. Take out another glass shoes. Put it on. Now the royal messenger had believed that she's the princess, so didn't say anything. He took her to the palace to the prince. So now Cinderella is a real prince, and her stepmother and stepsister are now very kind to her. They moved to the palace and lived, and Cinderella lived happily ever with the prince in the palace. That's all. Goodbye.